When navigating the tough terrain of change, tradition is what helps keep us grounded. Now, we are officially in the Aquarius energy. It is the Aquarius new moon. It is a lunar new year. And baby, when I tell you that the changes is going to be drastic, it's about to shift this whole entire matrix upside down. So get your pens and your paper ready, because in this live, baby, I got so much channels information for you, breaking news, and also a surprise for the family. So make sure you don't go nowhere, and make sure that you also subscribe if you're new to my channel, and hit that thumbs up button because it is free to like, and also share this with a friend. Let's get this message out there, family. And if you can, screen record this, because y'all know when we start getting deep into the knowledge, that's when the audio messes up. That's when the video gets taken down. Y'all already know they took down at least like 50 of my videos already, and I got like 500 videos on my YouTube platform. We've been doing this for over almost 10 years now, okay? So family, listen, peace to the family, peace to the gods and goddesses in the building. I'm going to be looking into the chat every now and then, highlighting certain comments or questions that pop up, so feel free to engage. Listen, we're going to talk about a lot, okay? We're going to be talking about this age of Aquarius. We're going to be talking about the cosmic channels that's going to come through. We're going to be talking about the alien DNA, the DNA activation, shadow work, unleashing your inner genius. All of that is coming, family, because if you've been feeling like the oddball out, if you've been feeling like a black sheep your whole entire life, if you've been sitting on an invention, sitting on an idea, and let's say that idea has been nudging at you, whether you was a kid and you thought about this, it doesn't matter what age you are, where you are in your life right now. When I tell you this is a portal you don't want to miss, family, you do not want to miss out on this. Just like people who jumped on the whole crypto thing when it first jumped out, now they're millionaires. People who jumped on investing in certain companies and businesses before it became hype. Now you are in the revolutionary time. Just like we had the Renaissance in the 1920s, right? The new Renaissance is now beginning. We're in a digital creative Renaissance for artists, creators, the eccentrics, those who think differently. If you have always been feeling unique and different from the rest of society, the neurodivergent, shout out to my neurodivergent family out there, okay? Those who are right brain dominant, you are about to thrive. You are about to succeed, and all of your dreams and goals and hopes is about to come true. And I'm going to tell you, let's get into it, family. Shouts everybody. Like I said, once again, let's get into it. I wrote down my notes because I want to get into it. I don't want to miss anything. And don't worry, I'll be peeking in and looking at the family in the chat. So listen, special announcements. I'm going to get to that. So make sure you don't go anywhere. Where are we? So first of all, let's talk a little bit about today, right? We're going to talk about, in this video, we're going to be talking about, like I said, the cosmic DNA shift that's happening with you. A lot of people are going through ascension symptoms. And me, myself, I also was under the weather. So you could probably hear it in my voice. I sound a little stuffy, a little nasal right now. But I'm drinking my elixirs. Y'all need to check out my Amazon link because I have a whole bunch of elixirs that I get on Amazon. I put them in my water. I'm drinking it right now. I'm clearing out my lungs. And yes, they do have another virus that they're genetically engineering, chemically engineering in order to take out the chosen ones, because they know that our DNA is activating. I rarely get sick, and people that I know have been getting sick as well. So that's how I know that there's some funny business that's going on. But don't worry, y'all. I am coming back. I've been nurturing myself, and this is the time too. This made me look into The Body Clock. This is a really good book. We're going to talk a list out. I always got resources for y'all. I'm going to give y'all the links and the resources. I always put them in my description. So because we have so much to talk about, I don't want to get confused. I am overwhelmed. I'm a little ADD. So let's just try to go at one thing at a time. Okay. Now, they've been trying to attack the chosen ones, the sleeping gods and goddesses, because they know that now is the time that we're waking up. They know that now our powers are turning online and the matrix as we know it is breaking. The health The healthcare system is changing. The educational system is changing. Medical is changing. The food and drug industry is changing. The laws and the government as we know it and the power shift is changing. If you want to define power to the people, this is the portal to it. Okay? This is the shift that is happening. And those who are energetically sensitive, you already know that, baby, you feel it. You've been feeling it before today even came. All right? Something in your spirit has been telling you it is time to get ready. It is time to detox. It is time to isolate yourself and go within. It is time to break these chains that bind you. It is time to delve into the shadow work and do the healing. How many of us been telling y'all to do the shadow work, do the healing, do the work? Those who have not been doing the work is about to get that work. Okay? Now, yo, shout out to T. Thomas, the Resurrection Saturn God. I appreciate you for the donation. He out here making it rain. I appreciate you. But yo, let me tell you, family, donations definitely do help with the channel. For those who don't know, I don't have a job. This is what I do full time. Spirit has called me to be the oracle, to help wake up the sleeping gods and goddesses. So that is what I am doing. And a lot of you that is watching this, it's a reason why this video has found you. The reason why this video is finding you and you're watching this and you're drawn to this is because something within your spirit is shifting. Something around you is telling you it's time to be different. It's time to make a change, right? Some of y'all have been feeling the shifts. Now, what I was going to say was they have been trying to attack us spiritually, right? Now, what does the breath represent? What does the lungs represent? We're going to get into the astrology of it, but I also want you to understand how they're trying to affect you on the microcosmic level and the macrocosmic level. Please screen record this, okay? Okay. Making sure my audio and everything is tapped in because y'all already know how shit get, right? Let me know if it starts distorting, if it starts breaking up, so that way I know. I'm looking in the chat too. And yes, it's the year of the 9. Yes. Now, let's look a little bit into Chinese medicine, right? The body clock. Now, when we talk about the lungs, why is it that they're always creating some type of virus or something that affects your respiratory tract, right? So I started to look into it because, like I said, I never really get sick. And something was like, no, you need to understand why you're getting sick, what's happening with you, because it's not on the getting sick or having an unease, dis-ease within the body, right? Basically, they know that the breath is the key and the gateway to activating the DNA within you. This is why they tell you to deep breathe when you're doing yoga and meditation, because your breath can take you to other levels of consciousness. The shamans knew that there's certain breath techniques, breathing techniques in order to tap into certain consciousness. Shout out to my anime fans. If you watch Demon Slayer, right? If you watch Demon Slayer, you know that everybody has a certain breathing technique in order to activate their chi, in order to unlock certain powers within their sword or their DNA. Their sword is a connection to their spirit, and their sword turns a certain color depending on what they're designed to do. Everybody's sword turns a different color. Y'all need to go check out Demon Slayer. If y'all haven't already, if you don't like anime, I would highly suggest you watch it with your children, watch it with your little cousins, nephew, nieces, or whatever, because it's very educational. It's packed with a whole bunch of esoteric and metaphysical knowledge, and they pack it in a way that it is fun and entertaining to learn. If anybody in here likes to have fun and learn at the same time, raise your hands. Because one thing I know is I don't like to learn if it's boring. I like to make my content fun and engaging because I feel like learning should be fun. When I work with children, when I work with kids, I love to make the information fun. Give me your little kids, give me your 5-year-olds, and I'll explain all of these occult knowledges and situations to them where they can understand and to come back and be like, Mommy, Daddy, I understand the universal principles. Like, I'm telling you, I'm telling you. Now, anyway, thank you for the donation, family. I appreciate you. I do. Okay, now the lungs. Let's talk a little bit about the lungs. Now, the lungs are the strongest during the time between 3 a.m. to 5 p.m., 3 a.m. to 5 a.m., and they're the weakest at 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. What does the lungs represent? Well, the lungs is also like the colon. The same way that the colon filters out solid waste out of your body, well, the lungs help to filter out the debris, right? Or the spiritual debris, or it helps to fill out the how can I put it? The volatile waste that you inhale through your lungs. That is what the lungs do. It helps to purify and purge. But the lungs is also synchronized with the emotions, letting go, creativity, and transformation. Now, why do I bring that up? Now, they understand that this age of Aquarius, this new moon of Aquarius deals with creativity. Aquarius deals with inventions. Any Aquarius is in the building. Shout out to my Aquarius is in the building. Okay? Because right now, what I'm telling you, family, is that they're going to try to stop you from letting go. Letting go of what? Why is it that whenever you're going through some type of something traumatic, you notice that when you're having an anxiety attack, that your breathing becomes different. Right? You can't breathe. So that's why they tell you when you're anxious, they say, okay, take a deep breath, woo-sa, in and out, right? And if you've been part of any of our rituals, you know that before we go into our rituals, our group rituals, we do deep breathing exercises to connect with one another energetically. Okay, now, Aquarius. Y'all know I came with my books ready. And if y'all are big readers and book nerds like me, I have a whole library. I share all of my books and all my resources with the family so you guys can take your education further. Because this is not the time when you want to just daydream and think about things. This is the time when you want to jump on action and get to it. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about Aquarius. This is from the book Making the Gods Work for You by Caroline Casey. I also have this book in my book list on Amazon. You guys can check that out. Now listen, okay, those who are Aquariuses are born between the time of January 21st and February 21st, and they are ruled by Saturn and Uranus. Okay, now this is very important. Aquarius represents our desires to communicate on a massive scale through airplanes, radio, television, film, satellites, modems, computers, public relations, and discourse of all kinds. So what does that mean? That means that if you have been thinking about being into the media, starting to become a content creator, you've been wanting to start your own podcast, your YouTube for the longest, what has been stopping you? Now is the time to get on it and jump on it, because you're going to regret it that you don't jump on it now. You're going to see this is the time where millionaires are going to be emerging, self-made millionaires. You can be one of them. You can start generational wealth. Think about it. It's not just about you. It's about you passing on this wealth to the generation after you, to the children, to your descendants, to other, whatever it is. Like we are the pioneers, right? This is going to be the golden era. They're going to be talking about this throughout history. If you have always been wanting to make a historical change, if you always felt like, you know what, I don't want to just be forgotten throughout history. I want to be known. You want to be a legend. You want a legacy. To be a legend, to be immortal, basically means to immortalize yourself in your name, your presence, your reputation. What did you leave behind? If you are still stuck in that old outdated paradigm of being for self, being for ego. This is why we're seeing certain government systems fall now. The matrix is falling, okay? Because those who were all about power and money hungry and trying to disenfranchise the black sheep, disenfranchise the what they call it, the underdog, right? Now is the time where those who are last will be first and those who are first will be last. Sounds familiar, right? We've been saying this for a long time. This is happening. We're seeing it happen. We're seeing that people don't give a damn about celebrity culture no more, because people are starting to see that these people that were being worshipped as celebrities, and to be a celebrity basically means to be celebrated. Why are we celebrating these people? What exactly are they doing for our people, our communities? What are they doing for us as a collective? So now people are starting to open up their eyes. 2020, right back in the year 2020, people gained 2020 vision. This is the time when people started to see what's really going on with this matrix and this system. And they started realizing that these celebrities that they've been worshiping are a part of the same problem that's keeping you disenfranchised. We did rituals, family shout. First of all, I got to give a big shout out to the Conjure Societies, Divine Royalty family, to all of those who have participated in our rituals, our group rituals, because let me tell you something. You can sit there and daydream and hope for the best and complain online about it, But that's not going to make change. And I've been saying this for the longest. They've been saying, oh, why don't these YouTube witches do witchcraft to break the system? Why don't they do rituals in order to free us? We've been doing that. We've been doing that secretly. We just haven't been boasting and bragging about it. But you're seeing everything you're seeing happening right now. A lot of y'all need to give thanks to those who have been putting in the energy and the effort, whether it's magically, practically. We've been doing the rituals to make it happen. And those who have done the rituals with us, you know what I'm talking about. Okay? You know what I'm talking about. And this is why I say you have no idea how powerful you are. And that's, you know what? We're going to get into that because I got a perfect quote for y'all. But first of all, let me just say something too. This is the time where inventors are going to be coming up. New inventions are going to be popping up. Speaking of inventions, China just released an open AI system that is superior to ChatGPT. It is superior to everything, the chatbots that they've been making. Why? Because China figured out a way to make AI free for everybody instead of being money hungry and trying to capitalize and make a chip where only a select few can have. United States of America, the corporation of United States of America, let me be clear. They basically were spending trillions of dollars burning down rainforests, burning down villages, and burning down homes in order to build these smart cities or these plants. And guess what? It all backfired because China basically was like, look, we created what you did, but even better for less. And guess what? We're going to make it free for the world. So now that changes everything. Now China basically gave everybody the world the blueprint to create their own AI. You can create your own business. You could be a trillionaire, a billionaire, and it's just you, and you can have AI run everything for you. And for those who are against AI, let me tell you something. They're basically, if you're afraid that AI is going to take jobs, I'm here to tell you AI can be used as a tool, just like magic, just like fire, just like knives, just like any tool. It can be utilized to destroy or to create. And I'm telling you, you can utilize AI to make jobs, to make businesses, to create, to help uplift people. I'm trying to tell you, you got to start thinking from a different perspective, not that lack mindset. That's shifting. Now, let me take a sip of my water because y'all know. Matter of fact, let me put some of these drops inside my water too. Excuse me, gotta take my elixirs. Like I said, I'm coming over a little cold, but I'm getting better. So that's why I haven't been posting as much. I've been going with it, and I've been getting these channels, and I want to share with you. So first of all, I do have an announcement, okay? And I have a special announcement because like we're talking about inventions, right? First of all, did y'all hear about the guy in Zimbabwe that created automobiles and created cars that don't run on, it doesn't need to be charged. It doesn't need gas. It doesn't need fuel. All it runs on is radio wave frequencies. That's it. This is a groundbreaking invention. A guy in South Africa, Zimbabwe, created this. And he said they're about to release it to the world. It's a game changer. And let me tell you, he already said that people in the USA, it was him and another guy. They was building this together for years. And they did poison him. They poisoned him and they poisoned his friend who was building this together. And by the grace of spirit, he was saved. And so whoever was protecting him, his ancestors, the spirits, the Orisha, because you know, those people in Africa, they work with the Orisha spirits, the Yoruba spirits. He had something on his side that was protecting him. So let me tell you, this is just the beginning, okay? The new year, the Chinese, the official Lunar New Year has just begun. So now we're about to start seeing it just in the brink of Aquarius season, the age of Aquarius. That's nothing, right? Talking about the Deep Seek. Y'all can get this app on the App Store. I think it's in the Google Play Store as well. The Chinese AI app that China created that is free for all, okay? That is usurping all of the AI that we have. This AI is different because it has the power to rationally think. Unlike the chatbots that just was getting information that's already out there, this AI actually has the knowledge and the cognitive power to think, to rationalize things. Like, that's insane. Okay, we're on our way to super intelligence. And that's free for you. Now, they did do a cyber attack on the DeepSeek, right? That's the name of the app, is DeepSeek. They did a cyber attack, and now DeepSeek is kind of cracking down on who can register. So, family, when I tell you jump on things, I created a video and I posted about this. What was this, yesterday, 2 days ago? When I was saying jump on it. So make sure you pay attention, family, because when CQ tells y'all to jump on things, it's because Spirit is telling me, hey, listen, tell a family needs to get on this now, right? Now, I have a special announcement. So remember I said that this is the time where you want to jump full head in, like on your creations, what you've been sitting on, what you've been thinking about. For the longest time, I've been saying, I need to write a book. I need to create this. My dad has been telling me, why don't you write a book? Why don't you, shout out to my parents who watch my YouTube channel and they support me. My dad be like, listen, you got so much information. Why don't you write a book? And I'm like, you know what? I don't know. I was just making excuses. I was afraid, right? I had all of these voices in my head that was trying to put doubt in my head that was telling me it won't be successful. It won't work. You shouldn't do this. But I'm telling you right now, once you quiet those doubts and you really tap into your inner child, your creative spirit, you can unlock anything. And I'm telling you now because I want to officially let the family know that I have published my first ebook, and I want to share that with a family. So shout out to the ancestors, shout out to my spirit, shout out to everybody who has been helping me and supporting me, and shout out to the Conjurer Society, because I want to let you guys know that I am launching my ebook, and my ebook is called Breaking Out of the Matrix. I wanted to create a practical guide for people to know how to break out of the system, how to start living your real life, like resources inside of that book to take your knowledge even further. And not only that, I want to make it as least resistance as possible. So y'all, I'm giving y'all a limited discount, right? This is my launch sale for the family. It's only for this week, launch week, but it's half off. Let me give y'all the coupon code right now. Matter of fact, I'm going to make it even easier for y'all. I'm going to give y'all the direct link to get it. So you ain't got to worry about the coupon and none of that, right? But if you're watching this later and you be like, yo, what's going on? The coupon code is SNAKE 2025. All caps, no spaces. SNAKE 2025. Now, let me pin that. Hold up. Pin that. Okay, sorry, it was some feedback. I had to share that with the family. So yes, listen, let me inspire you. I was always doubting myself, but I've always been a really great writer. And there's a lot of more great things that's coming that CQ has that's just cooking up in her pot. But I don't like to talk about things until they're ready because I don't want to have a miscarriage. Feel me? Knock on wood. But that's sometimes what happens when we start to speak about our dreams before they actually can become concrete and real. Okay? So, yes, thank you for putting that out there, push forward. And shout out to those who are donating. I'm sorry if I missed you. Shout out to Lachar Snow. Thank you, family. Shout out to Adrian Chavers. Shout out to FMC 917. Yes. Shout out to Rune Jean. Shout out, family. Yes. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to D Gaines. Shout out to everybody who has been supporting. I appreciate you. Like I said, once again, this is a limited time offer. Half off because I wanted my family to know, and y'all get the copies first. We're breaking out of this matrix. I'm always, what's crazy? I'm always recommending books, and I'm like, yo, why don't I have my own books? I read so freaking much. I need to write. I used to always write, but then I stopped writing because I'm like, you know what? I don't know. Like that's when the doubts start coming in. But I'm here to tell you, this is the year, Aquarius time, snake year. This new lunar year of the snake is all about being strategic, creating, shedding the old layers, doing something new. And also, let's break down this 9 year, right? Everybody keeps talking about it's a 9 year, but do you understand why they keep saying that? I want to explain something to you. I study numerology, I study astrology, I study many different sciences, but I'm going to put y'all onto something. When you look at astrology, when you look at numerology, you got to understand that you got to break down the number and look at the combination numbers. So let me break this down. When you add 20, we're in the year 2025, right? Now, 20 plus 25 is 45. Okay, when you add it the long way. Add that up, 45. Now you simplify 45. You got the 4 plus 5 equals 9. Never been good at math, but I love numerology. Okay. Now, 4 plus 5. You got 3 numbers now. You got the 4 energy, you got the 5 energy, and you got the 9 energy. Let's break it down really quickly, family. Now, when you talk about the 4 energy, 4 is all about foundations, right? 4 is like there's 4 corners to a house, right? When you think about the 4s in the tarot, it deals with stability and foundation, right? People who have 4 energy tend to be very they follow a certain structure. They're very organized. They like things a certain way, right? Such as earth signs, fixed signs. They like things a certain way. They're represented by the 4 energy. Now, when you look at the 5 energy, 5 is the complete opposite of 4. That's why 4s and 5s tend to don't get along. Whenever I do readings for my clients, if they be like, listen, I'm a 5 and my partner's a 4, they don't get along because they're completely opposite. 4 likes structure or order, things to go a certain way, routine, where 5s are very chaotic. It's a chaotic energy. It's all about exploring, traveling. It's all about quick movement. 5 is also synchronized with that energy of Mercury, right? That mercurial energy. So when you add the 4 and the 5 together, right? When you got stability and then you got change and things and chaos, 5 is a very chaotic number. 5 people can be very chaotic. Hence, I'm a life path number 5. If you want to know your life path number, you add up the month, the day, and the year that you was born. That is how you find your life path number. Okay, your life path number is the path that you was meant to live in this lifetime. Imagine yourself being a player in a video game. This physical body is an avatar. Okay, I talk about this as well in my ebook. Your physical body is an avatar, right? Now, when you start to look at yourself as just like an avatar, you realize that the person or the energy or the entity that controls this avatar is the true you. Okay, it gets deeper. Now, once you start to realize that, you know what, you can shift and change reality, and you're not confined by this small little microscopic body. They're bigger than that. This is also the time, I feel like I just lost my train of thought, but it's going to come back. This is also the time where introverts and hermits will come out of their caves. It is time. Anybody else been feeling like you're being pulled out of isolation? I feel like I've been in isolation for years. And I feel like now my spirit is like, yo, we outside. We want to play. Like CQ has been focused on like this career, on work, on getting myself together. But now I'm like, damn it, you know what? I think I might find me a boo. I might get me a man this year. Like I'm feeling like my body is telling me, hey, you know what? It might be time to procreate. I don't know. But let me tell you one thing about CQ, okay? Like I've always had, and one thing and listen, this is the time to do shadow work. This is the time to do shadow work. Winter time is usually the time to do shadow work. Now, because when we start to get in alignment with the seasons, we get more in alignment with our truth. And when I say that the hermits and the introverts are going to come out of their hermit mode, you're being pulled to create now. Now, this is not the time, this is not the era or the age where you want to be selfish, where you want to think about ideas that's just going to empower your business and empower you. This is not the time to be selfish. I know a lot of the times I always tell my family, listen, you got to put yourself first. And that's true, right? It's a certain level to it. It's like, okay, yes, a lot of us been going inside. A lot of us been isolated in hermit mode because we've been working on ourselves. But now it's time for us to come out. Whatever you've been learning, whatever shadow work you've been healing from, whatever gems that spirit has given you to channel, to share, now it's time to share with the world. This is the time of community. This is the time. I keep hearing collaboration over competition. All right. Like social media is always about competition, but this is the time when you want to collaborate. So I have a lot of things coming, family, and I'm going to start to put it out slowly. But like I said, this is not the time when you want to isolate and be to yourself. You're going to start getting this nudge or this pull to come out. Everybody is different. Everybody's alarm clock is set differently, right? It's an internal alarm clock. And it's like now we're being turned on to step into our power, that alien DNA, that junk DNA that they taught us in biology class where scientists couldn't understand. Well, baby, that junk DNA is your alien DNA, and that's your God DNA, and that's what's activating. Power, superpowers are going to be turning on. And this is why I'm telling you, you want to understand how to break free of this matrix, because you can't free yourself if you don't even see the chains that bind you. How can you solve a problem if you don't even know the problem exists? Whenever you go to AA or any type of like rehabilitation center, they tell you the first thing you got to do is you got to admit, I am an alcoholic. I am an addict. You got to say, I am, right? Because you have to acknowledge what the problem is. If you can't even get to that first step to say, I have a problem, the system, there's a problem with the system. There's something wrong in the world. If you don't have that internal inclination, then this video is not for you, and you might as well just click off now, because I'm telling you, I don't even know why you're here. I always say, I'm not trying to make everybody happy. A lot of my content is going to make people upset. A lot of my content will rub you the wrong way. And as a Cancer sun, shout out to my Cancers, I am the moon incarnated. I will reflect back to you whatever it is that you need to work on, or whoever it is that you are. So anybody who has strong Cancer placements, you already know that it's something about you that irritates your partner. I tend to attract men who have mommy issues, men who have like all types of problems. And listen, I ain't going to say I'm not attracted to them, right? Like, I like my men a little dark. You know what I'm saying? Like a little dash of crazy. Because you know why? I know what I like. And you got to be real with yourself at this time, right? You got these relationship gurus trying to tell you, social media trying to tell you what a relationship's supposed to look like, who's supposed to be providing, who's supposed to be doing this. All of that shit is about to stop. I'm telling you right now. That was all an agenda to divide and conquer you. And once again, anybody who's out here trying to divide and conquer, they're going to fall. Anybody out here who's been trying to do the spiritual stuff, they're not really about that life. They're about to be G-checked by spirit. You hear me? This is the time where it's time for you to start truly expressing yourself genuinely. You feel me? Now, the reason why I wrote my ebook was because I'm like, you know what? First of all, people don't even realize what a matrix is. It's not just about the movie. A lot of us is different levels to the prison matrix. And I had to really go inside and go within myself to see what my problem was in order for me to come out of that darkness into the light, into enlightenment. So that's what the yin yang symbol is about. Excuse me, it's about balance. A lot of people, and this is what I always used to talk about on my YouTube. I always used to talk about, and I still talk about, a lot of these spiritual gurus, they only talk about love and light, but they don't talk about shadow. Why? Why is it that we, as a society, we are conditioned to be ashamed of our shadow? This is what happened to the dark goddess energy. Shout out to the dark goddesses. Shout out to the dark god, right? When I talk about the dark goddess energy, it is the power that is suppressed. It is the feminine energy that was suppressed. And that's feminine energy that was suppressed. What happens when you start to suppress who you really are? You start to become bitter. You start to become miserable. You start to have regret and remorse, right? We know people who dreams and stuff failed, and they get mad at the younger generation because they wish that they had that time and opportunity. Well, baby, now I'm telling you, this is the time where you have a second chance to make that dream real. If you've been having an invention and you just gave up on that idea, and maybe your family and friends didn't believe in you, maybe they said, you know what, this is not going to make you any money. Oh, I don't really think this is going to work. Spirit gave you that message and that calling because it was for you. It's the reason why that message came for you. It ain't for everybody else. They ain't going to understand it. Spirit speaks in signs and symbols. I'm quoting a lot from my ebook right now. Y'all got to go check it out. Yo, let me tell you, signs and symbols rule the world. And a lot of people are going to start realizing that. Okay, now hold on. Let me get back on track. Okay. Now, this is the time when neurodivergence will evolve. Okay. Neurodivergent basically just means people who think differently from the masses. Your whole entire life, you've been told that something's wrong with you, that you have a learning disability, that something is wrong with you, and that you think differently from everybody else. Your whole entire life, you've been masking and trying to hide your true, authentic personality because somewhere along the line, somebody told you that who you really are is not likable. So you have to put on a facade or put on a representative, a costume, in order to be accepted in reality. And a lot of people have been going through a depression because what's happening is that idea of who you thought you were, it doesn't serve you anymore. Now it's time to break that. Right? When we talk about breaking the matrix is also breaking this false identity that you identify with. That go back to my point when I was saying that this is a physical avatar. This is a video game. And I'm giving you the cheat codes and the hacks to break free of that shit, yo. Because honestly, if you're still operating on that old software, it's time to upgrade now. That's why shout out to my iPhone. I have an iPhone, right? Now, there's always been this conspiracy that whenever iPhone comes out with a new phone or something, a new update, if you get the new update, it's going to mess up all of the old phones so you could buy a new phone. Now, I don't know if this is what the Android users, but I know for a fact this always happens with iPhone users. And I honestly feel like it is a trap for them to get you to buy the new phone, buy the new gadget. So similar to that, to take that analogy, right? Let's take that analogy with our hardware. Our body is a supercomputer, and you have to go outside and get certain upgrades from nature, from the trees, from the plants, from the sun, from different planetary energies that's giving you upgrades. And what happens is when you are resistant from getting the downgrades, the downloads and the upgrades that you need, you start to feel, your body starts to feel stagnant, right? Janky. You can't think properly. You're having these ascension symptoms because you're resisting the change when you have to just let your body go. And what was I talking about when I had a cold? I had like, it was attacking my respiratory. So I started looking into what's the spiritual reason behind having like cough or respiratory issues. Now, here's a sign. Your lungs is connected to your skin as well. So if you have skin problems, I would highly suggest you look into your lungs and look into your colon because they're highly connected to your skin. I started noticing something was wrong when I started realizing like certain parts of my face was breaking out. And I don't really break out like that. So I'm like, okay, that's how I knew something was going on with my lungs. I started to detox and purge. So these ancient traditions, like I opened up this live with when we first tapped into this video, and I'm going to leave this live up so you guys can watch it again because it's a lot of information I'm giving. I opened it up when I was saying when navigating the crazy terrain of change, because we're going through change, tradition is what's going to keep us grounded. A lot of people, this is how they created the lost generation. They separated you away from your tradition. They told you that your roots and your culture is demonic and is evil. And then they gave you a tradition that doesn't resonate with your spirit, doesn't resonate with your DNA. That's why things have not been going well for you. Okay. Now, all of that is shifting. Okay, all of that is changing right now because we're not only going back to our roots, which is our self, our core, we're going back to our childhood, going into the shadow work. You're trying to find out who are you at your root? Who are you at your core? Peel back and break this mask that you wear, this costume that's not really you. And you've been living this life for so long that now you think that this personality is you and it's not. That's why life is not going well for you. That's why you're being blocked. That's why opportunities are not falling into your hand anymore. That's why you feel unlucky. That's why you feel jinxed, because you're lying to yourself. Hello. The universe respects truth. And now we're in the time of truth. Things that were hidden in the dark is coming to the light. That person that you've been hiding in the dark, that personality that you've been hiding is coming to the light now. Now it's time to express your true self. Ashe? I hope. Things that have been hidden is coming to the light. Now, this is the time where you want to build community. This is why I had started the Conjure Society. Because what I noticed is that a lot of us, we don't have probably friends or family, or we don't live in a neighborhood where it's a lot of people who are similar to us. Free thinkers, creators, artists, neurodivergent, right? We're tired of masking ourselves and we want to just be able to let go and be free. And I noticed that about a lot of introverts. It's not that introverts are shy. It's just that introverts don't have the time to waste their energy and their intellectual capacity on people who are superficial and surface level. Okay? Why would you want to waste energy? Because talking it takes energy, right? Just communicating, going out, it takes energy. So if you want to exchange energy, you want to make sure that you're exchanging energy with people who understand you and conversations that fuel you and not drain you. That's why introverts feel drained when they go out with people with certain extroverts, right? Not all extroverts, but certain extroverts. Because it's like, you know what? Some people just want to be around people to feel like they're not alone. But a lot of introverts, your superpower is that you're okay with being alone. You love your personal energy and your personal space, right? This is the year where, once again, collaboration over competition, people are going to start to find their significant other, right? Systems is going to change. Your idea of relationships, your idea of marriage, your idea of family may shift and change. Aquarius is all about systems, but it also comes to break down the old systems and build up a new. This is a new beginning, right? So the reason why I formed the Conjure Society, and just I want to also make out this note too, we have a challenge that's coming up that's going to start February 1st. Okay. If you decide that you want to join later, you can still participate in a challenge, but it's an 11-day challenge that's going to be focused on unleashing your creative genius, because everybody has a genius. And if you want to go into the etymology of what genius is, right, where you talk about the genius is the jinn or the genie. Everybody is born with one. Now, your genie is like your spiritual double or your daemon, your spiritual protector, your higher self, your guardian angel. They have so many different names and different paths, right? But your genius, you tap into your true creative genius when you realize who you really are. And there's certain exercises that we're going to go through in this challenge, because I honestly and strongly believe that you can sit there and daydream about it and think about it all you want to, but if you don't have any action, it's not getting done. It's just a dream. It's an illusion. And it's time to break out of that, right? It's time to break free of that. A lot of the times we don't make our dreams real is because we're afraid. We procrastinate because we find excuses not to do it. Shout out to my procrastinators out there. Okay. Or you're a perfectionist. So you don't create because you want to make sure that everything is perfect. Everything is right? You want to create your YouTube platform, but you know what? You don't feel like you're ready yet. First, you got to get the banner. Then you got to get your logo. Then you got to get this. No, just start. Just start. Baby, I started my YouTube platform. I was in my pajamas. My hair wasn't done. Baby, listen. And look at me now. I'm saying this not to brag, but to inspire you. You don't got to be perfect. It don't got to be picture perfect. Just come as you are. And like my old guidance counselor told me in high school, build it and they will come. Just build it. Just start. Make that product. Make that service. Start that organization. Do whatever it is that your spirit is calling you to do, because now is the time and you don't want to sleep on it, because you're going to be in your deathbed one day looking like, damn, I should have did that. You're going to see somebody else out there doing what you were supposed to be doing, because the universe ain't going to sit there and wait. What's meant for you is for you. But at the same time, we have the power of free will. And if you're choosing, right, if you're choosing not to do anything, then that's a choice, right? Whatever we are not changing, we are choosing. So that's why when people always complain about the same thing over and over and over again, right, they're choosing that. Don't feel sorry. They're choosing that. Because like I always say, come to me when you're ready to solve your problems, not when you just want to vent. Venting, you could journal about that, right? You could journal about it. You could write about it. You could make voice notes about it to get it off your chest. But if you're ready for solutions and you get tired of being sick and tired, okay, that's the only time when you change. When you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're sick and tired of attracting the same type of partner. You're sick and tired of feeling like a failure. You're sick and tired of your job that's going nowhere. You're sick and tired of living in this system and paying bills and rent, and you're not having the freedom to do what you really want to do. No, it's time for us to play. It's time to break this matrix. It's time to live into our truth and do what we came here to do. You really think that you came into this world to work for the rest of your life, to be a slave? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now, this is why, if you want to be a part of our community, I put the links in my description, and I also will pin it when this live is done. The Conjurer Society. Now, let me see if I could pin Let me see if I could pin my website link for you guys. Hold on. So that way you can be a part of the challenge that we're going to be doing. Once again, it's an 11-day challenge, and the winner, there's going to be an award, okay? It's a surprise. But the winner of this challenge will be announced on a full moon, okay? So make sure that you tune in, join our 11-day challenge. Our 11-day challenge to unleash your creative genius, right? Your genius is your inner djinn, your genie that gives you unlimited wishes. I want to show you how to activate this, certain exercises. And you know what, family? I want to also quote my ebook, right? The mind is a garden. Thoughts are seeds. And actions are the water that nurtures them. Why do I say that? Because you can sit there and meditate and visualize and look at your vision board all you want to. But if you're not doing anything about it, a lot of these law of attraction gurus, they just say, think it and it'll come into fruition. No, it's more than that. You got to put the action in. You got to be in alignment. And if you feel like what you want is not happening, there's some type of cognitive dissonance happening. There's a block, an energetic block there. And you have to remove that block. But you can't remove that block if you don't even know that it exists. You so used to, perfect analogy. Have you ever noticed that whenever you used to eat unhealthy, right? Whenever I used to eat super unhealthy back in the day. Like I used to eat pork. I used to eat red meat. I used to just eat anything, right? And it never affected me. I never got a pimple, never got a breakout. Everything was good. Soon as I started eating clean, I started cleaning my body out. Baby, if I even try to eat one Chips Ahoy cookie, one freaking Starburst, anything like that, I get pimples. I break out. My body says absolutely not. I start getting joint pain. Why is that? Because when the human body is so intelligent that it learns to adapt to toxins and poisons. So when you clean your body out, it becomes more sensitive. It starts to operate in its true natural rhythm. The whole entire universe runs on a certain frequency and a rhythm, the laws of rhythm. I talk about that as well. Listen, you can't escape the universal principles. This is all about my conjurist philosophy. My conjurism philosophy is all about making your reality real. We are in a simulated reality, this matrix, and we come here to do great things. A lot of you are the chosen ones. You are the anomaly or the virus of this computer system to hack it. That's why their programming never worked on you. That's why you're not a drone. That's why you're not an NPC. You have main character energy. Why? Because they know. Hold on, whoa, something's coming. Something's hitting me right now. I'm sorry, y'all, it's hitting me. There is an anime called Solo Leveling. Shout out to my anime heads. Anybody in here ever watched Solo Leveling? Go watch Solo Leveling. It's on Crunchyroll right now. Go on watch Solo Leveling, and I'm telling you right now, homeboy unlocked. He figured out a way to unlock how to break. I don't want to spoil it for y'all. Oh my God. It talks about everything that we're going through. It talks about this being a simulated reality. Like it's literally like we're living in an RPG game. And you can hack this matrix and break it and become whoever you want to be. He is an anomaly to the system. He literally breaks the system. He starts off as a weak ass character, and everybody is told that they're stuck at a certain level. Once you're born with a certain level, that's your ultimate potential. But he finds a way to break that. And that's what this is about, right? You are a real character in this fake reality. You wasn't able to get hijacked. Their spells didn't work on you. You were immune to it. So they did everything in their possible ability to shut down your DNA so that you won't tap into your true psychic powers. A lot of people are going to start turning on into real gods. I'm telling you right now. A lot of y'all probably started to already notice the shifts and change. Yes, we are the Neos. Hello. Neo, the new ones, right? Neo, new. The one. Straight Panther, don't spoil it for them. Don't spoil it for them. I'm just telling you, like, imagine to my video game heads, right? Any gamers in the building? I'm a gamer. Let me tell you, back in the day, before they had the codes and the internet, you would have to buy the actual, like the book that had the cheat codes in it, and you would have to press a certain sequence of numbers in order to break the matrix, right? To get unlimited money in the Sims, right? To get unlimited money, right? Once you got unlimited money, it's like, yo, I could play and do whatever I want to. I ain't gotta go by these rules, right? Or if you learn how to do a certain hack in an RPG game like Final Fantasy, and every hit that you make is like 9,999, no matter who it is, right? I'm telling you, this is possible. You are the anomaly. You can break this matrix. Shit is nothing to you. What? The laws of gravity? You can bend that. Levitation, right? The laws of matter? There's people that could walk through walls. Quantum physics is a new science that they're now starting to realize what the ancients knew all along. This is ancient spiritual technology. Now we're tapping into spiritual technology. The age of inventors is here. Okay? The age of self-made millionaires, even billionaires are here. Do not sleep on this, family, please. Left ear ringing, telepathy. Your telepathy is turning on. Baby. Whew. Y'all need to go and watch that anime, because Solo Leveling talks all about that. Like leveling up your DNA. I ain't gonna spoil it for y'all. But family, listen, shout out to everybody who tapped in. Shout out to everybody who donated. I appreciate you. Real talk. Yeah, get the bag this year. And it's not just about money either. It's really about community. So if you are thinking about an invention, make sure that it actually provides some type of value to society. What value are you bringing to the world? When you are dead and gone, what contributions will you have made that will have shifted reality in some way, where you have left your imprint? You feel me? That's where I'm at with it. I'm on some like, yo, you know what? What's the point of living if I'm going to be forgotten anyway? And I said this since I was a little girl. I said, you know what? No matter what I do, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up. But I know one thing. I want to have fun, and I want to leave an impression. And that's the only thing that matters to me right now. And I'm having fun, baby, okay? CQ has been having fun. If you're tired of feeling like you're living in this, like, living day to day, doing the same thing, and you just miserable. A lot of people are miserable because they're not living their truth. They're living an identity that doesn't belong to them. It doesn't serve them anymore. It's time to outgrow that. Crunchyroll is Solo Leveling free. I think Crunchyroll has like a free trial, maybe. I don't know if they still do that. I wish it was a way I can give y'all like my Crunchyroll so y'all can watch it, but I don't even know if that's possible. We are the spiritual warriors. Yes, we are. Yes, we are the spiritual warriors. And that's why, once again, this is the time where the hermits and the introverts are coming out. This is the time where you want to network and you want to connect with those who are like you, right? Listen to your intuition. Let your intuition guide you. Okay, if something doesn't feel right, if something in your spirit is saying, I don't like this person, I don't like this idea, listen to that, because your intuition is going to be stronger at this time. Okay? If you have a calling to invent something, to make something, even if it sounds strange, far-fetched, out of this world, create it. Just like the guy in Zimbabwe that had that vision that he needed to create that car that doesn't need to be charged, doesn't take fuel, doesn't take gas. It just runs on radio frequencies. He got that channel from spirit and he acted on it. So a lot of y'all are going to be getting these downloads from spirit, these messages, and it's up to you whether you want to act on it or not. You have the power of free will, but I encourage you to do it. And the only reason, you got to ask yourself, why wouldn't someone want to operate in their highest truth? Why wouldn't someone want to accomplish their goals and dreams? Fear. The indoctrination that has been put inside of them, the 11 life traps. If you guys don't know the 11 life traps, I would highly suggest you check out my previous video that I put out. It's one of my lives that I did a couple of weeks ago, and I was breaking down the 11 life traps and ways to determine how you have them. right? It's a really good book, but that's also in my Amazon list. But once again, speaking of books, family, thank you so much. Please go and support and get you a copy of my new ebook, Breaking Out of the Matrix. I have put the link in the description, and I also gave you guys a link. Oh, I think it's still pinned. Moderators, I don't know if it's pinned, but it might be. Anyway, my throat is getting scratchy. Any questions? Let me see if there's any questions. Let me look in the chat before I go. Wait, hold on. Before I go, let me make sure I covered everything, because I feel like it's something that I'm missing. Snake year. Yes. So this is the lunar new year, new moons. It's all about new beginnings, planting the seeds, right? So now it's all about thinking of the ideas. Start to get to thinking of it. And if you want to, I find that you get further when you go with a collective. You get there faster alone. But right now, I feel like we need community. Now it's about tribal mind, right? The tribe mind. Back in the day, the indigenous people, my ancestors, who are native to this land, indigenous to this land, the tradition is what's kept them grounded. And through history, we forgot our culture. But that's why I always encourage, and that's what my platform is about. It's about tapping into your cultural roots. It's about demystifying your spiritual gifts and powers. Like spirit, God has gave it to you for a reason. You feel me? Like, this is the time when your vibe will attract your tribe. So if you don't like what you've been attracting to you in your life, it means that there's something internally that's happening with you that needs to be eradicated, changed, transformed, and renewed. And that's what this Aquarius energy is all about. And it's not just going to be for this month. It's going to, like, this is the portal into the next, like, decade. So yes, this is a powerful time. Like, the age of Aquarius is upon us. And you don't want to be sleeping on this, family. Right? The indigenous people, they operated with seasons. And I used to always wonder, like, why did they always have like festivals and things like that? It's because they realized that if one is always operating and they always consuming pain, like you're always working and working and working and grinding, and there's no fun, there's no reward, that breeds depression, anxiety, right? Resentment, bent up energy that needs to be released. That's what causes illness. Okay, the indigenous people knew this. That's why they did their monthly, they did their ceremonies on a new moon. They did their rituals on a full moon. They did their festivals and stuff because it was a fun time. And this is the time, this is what I want to start to promote more to the family, a life of pleasure, a life of fun. Imagine a life where you're thriving, where you're financially abundant, you're financially free, you're able to give your family and your loved ones the lifestyle that you've always wanted to give them. You're able to live the lifestyle that you've always wanted for yourself. You're able to travel and go as you please. You're not stuck at a cubicle or stuck at a job that you don't even want to be at, right? People are starting to realize that these jobs don't really care about you. And that's what 2020 opened up people's eyes to 2020 vision. And they said, you know what? I'm going to learn from this job, and I'm going to take this knowledge and see how I can create my own, right? People who worked with, let's say you was into finances and you always worked with billionaires and millionaires. But now it's like you got the knowledge of how to make billions and millions and how to make money. Why not educate your family and your friends? Why not start, meetups or group activities, or even doing webinars or YouTube videos teaching our people about financial literacy? Why not educate our people on how to move their money? Why not educate people on how to, whatever it is that you have a gift for, right? It's about sharing the knowledge that you have. Everything that I talk about on my platform is information that I've gained, spirit have channeled to me, whatever it is, and I share it. That's what keeps the chi and the good luck around me flowing. You feel me? So that's where your good luck is going to come from this year. It's going to come about collaboration, generosity, donating to certain causes, supporting others, and really just being a part of this collective mindset. And that what brings me to the East. One thing, when I went to school in Japan, and whenever I go to the East, like in Asia or whatever, I noticed something about the Eastern mind versus the Western mind. when I was studying like Eastern mysticism, philosophy, and magic when I was in Japan, I noticed that the Japanese people and those who are Eastern, they're all about the collective, the whole. They don't think about themselves. That's why China released that AI for the world. They was like, we want to share this with you. We want to give this to the world as a gift for free. DeepSeek, right? That app. Whereas America has always been about hoarding the power for themselves and then making it less accessible for the rest, which created this power dynamic. The power dynamic shift is changing, right? So we're going from that ego mindset of the West of selfishness, individualism, me. That's why a lot of people are depressed now, because social media pushes this idea of competition. You got to outbeat the rest. You got to be number one on the algorithm charts. You got to be the first to pop up on the algorithms, right? It's like this constant hamster wheel, even when it comes to the corporate world, right? Like you got to do the best. You got to outdo your peers or whatever. You got to be number one. You got to be employee of the month, right? This Western mindset, it promotes this isolation where now it's all about me, and the I, and we don't have that village like our traditional ancestors did. We had that village tribal mindset where, let's say you just had a baby and now you having some postpartum depression. You can't do this all on your own. So you got somebody in the community that's like, hey, listen, you know what? I'll watch your baby. Go ahead, go take a mental health break or whatever. I'll teach them. This person might do some homeschooling, right? Another person might grow their own garden. So they might be like, hey, you know what? I need to borrow some apples, oranges, and some thyme or whatever. I'm cooking something. And they're like, okay, well, in exchange, I need you to make me some tools, little things like that. Like we exchanged things. Sorry, I'm getting off track. Traditions, rules. Yes. So we're going back to traditions, but we're also creating new traditions for ourselves. So it's a powerful time to be alive. And I've been talking for quite some time. Western capitalism. So that's why we're going to start to see those who have that mindset of the tribe community. Those are the people who are going to thrive. And those who are in a community who have been selfish, who have been usurping their power, taking advantage of the people, y'all seen some influencers take a fall last year, right? Like we ain't naming no names, but if those who know for the past decade or for the past few years, it's just been like this exodus of people that are like running back to traditional religion, even knowing the history of where these religions came from. And once again, I respect all people's religions, all people's belief systems. As long as you respect me, you don't disrespect me, we're good. But one thing that I don't like is, people who jump on the bandwagon of the spiritual conscious movement just for clout, because it's trendy. If you are a trend follower, I'm telling you right now, you're not going to do well. It's going to be very difficult for you within the years to come, because now is the time for the originators, those who are eccentric, okay, those who are unique or different, weirdos. This is the time for the weirdos to emerge. If you're weird, express that. Dress like it, talk like it, be your true authentic self. Because I'm telling you, the universe, God, spirit is going to reward you for being authentically you. And you're going to get backlash for lying and copying and stealing and being somebody else. Okay? So y'all going to see it. Y'all will definitely see it. Oh, listen, fall of a nation. Only thing I'm saying, y'all, is I mentioned quite a few books and resources. Let me just make sure I went over everything before I close. Yes. So overall, yep, we pretty much covered everything, family. To summarize everything, I just want to say, this is the new lunar year, or the lunar new year, new beginnings, the year of the snake. It's all about strategy. It's all about transformation and change. This is the year of the 9. 9 is the humanitarian number, but also synchronized with Mars, which is war. So people may be at war with themselves, right? I'm thinking of the 5 of Wands in the tarot deck, right? The 5 of Wands is about inner conflict or conflict. Sometimes our world is chaotic because our inner world is chaotic. And once you realize that your mind is like the projector, and the universe or the matrix is the projector screen. If your projector has a crack in it, if it's dirty, right? no matter how the universe is, no matter how nice somebody might be, not nice, no matter how good people may be to you, you'll always see it from a lens of brokenness, right? Because that's your lens is broke. So once again, I want to give you the instructions, the tools, and practical step-by-step guide in order for you to break free of that matrix or that lens that was given to you. And I want you to get a whole new entire lens so that you can start to see the world from a different perspective, right? So that is my gem to you, family. I shared a lot of information. Once again, if you haven't, give this video a thumbs up and also share this with a friend so we can get this message out there. And I will post this video, and I'm going to pin the links to join the Conjure Society. Once again, we're going to do the 11-day challenge starting on February 1st, but feel free to still join us afterwards and catch up. Okay. And also, like I said, it's going to be a reward with that to the winner of this challenge. We're going to be challenging ourselves to unleash our creative genius. Every day is going to be an exercise to do, practices to do, right? Meditations to focus on. Because y'all, I like practical things to make things happen, right? It's all about being realistic. And also make sure that you download my ebook, Breaking Out of the Matrix. I appreciate you, family, because now it's time for us to connect. Now it's time for us to collaborate, get out of this competitive mindset, stop being someone that you're not, and really embrace your true, authentic self. Shout out to my creators. Shout out to my artists. Shout out to my inventors. Shout out to all of my right brain dominant people, my neurodivergent family. Now is our time to thrive. Now is our time for the underdog to finally make a fucking impression, a lasting impression, to build our own traditions, our own systems, and reinforce our own spiritual technology. Ashe, Aho, Dua, Amin Ra. Who's ready for this year, man? Yo, oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm ready. Okay? It's about to be lit out here. It's about to be lit. Ashe, yes. Okay. It's about to be lit. Shout out to the Conjure Society. Shout out to the members. Ashe, it's about to be lit. It's about to be lit. We about to get lit out here, okay? Anyway, I got some amazing things coming, so stay tuned, y'all. I'm still getting over my little cold, but I'm getting better, all right? And I'm so excited to unleash all of the goodness that's coming. And I can't wait to see what y'all come up with, my creators, my inventors. I know somebody in here, we got a few multimillionaires in the making that's happening, self-made millionaires. Don't forget about me when you make it, all right? Don't forget about me, okay? I love y'all. Thank you for tuning in, family. And once again, I will see you in the Conjurer Society. Join us and get my ebook. Thank you again. I love y'all so much. Peace.